Welcome back to Fox and Friends. First Lady Jill Biden and Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff are set to visit the families and first responders of the Waukesha Christmas parade attack later today. But nearly a month after the tragedy, residents are reportedly feeling abandoned now that the national media coverage has dwindled. Our next guest says the lack of attention is because the attack doesn't fit their narrative. Wisconsin Republican State Senator Chris Kapenga joins us now. Senator, thanks so much for joining the program. You know, Senator, I'm troubled by this. 6 American citizens died that day because of a repeat offender, because they allowed this guy to be back on the street, and it seems like there's just no pushback on this. Why?
Yeah, it's interesting. We've got a career criminal who was let out a week before this incident. He actually had run over and punched his child's mother, and he was out on a $500 bail, I think it was, for that incident, when he has a criminal history a mile long. And it's the soft on crime approach of the district attorney in Milwaukee that caused this incident. And this community is frustrated with it. We're frustrated with the First Lady finally flying into the area, and you know, she'll do her photo op and then she'll take off, but nothing will be done from the top down on the Democratic side on the problem of the soft on crime that caused this incident, where we've got children and grandmothers and grandfathers who were run over by a vehicle, and unfortunately some of them passed, and others have serious injuries yet.
You know, you have publications that even blame the vehicle for the attack instead of the individual that did it. Senator, have you heard from the Commander-in-Chief, the President of the United States? Because this seems to be a national policy of the Democratic Party, and this was a national tragedy. So have any of the local officials seen the President arrive there to talk with you about how they can assure this won't happen, not just in Waukesha, but anywhere in the country?
Yeah, it's a national trend that you see happening. So it's been radio silence from the Commander-in-Chief. Again, like I said, this is the first time that any like the First Lady's coming in, and yes, she'll do her photo op and say I'm sorry, and but there's no narrative about what are we going to do to stop elevating the rights of criminals above those of victims. And that's the problem we've got, is the Democrat Party continues to say the criminals are more important than the victims, and we have to rebalance that. Our system of justice is you're innocent until proven guilty, but if you're guilty, you've got to serve the time and pay the price for the actions that you've done. And that narrative from the other side of the aisle is basically out the window, and they feel like the criminals are more important than the victims, and that's wrong.
Senator, I got about 10 seconds, but I just got to ask you, has there been any condemnation of the district attorney? Because that's where it starts, right there. Well,
we actually signed a letter, all the legislators in Waukesha County, which is the county it happened in, requesting that the governor remove the district attorney. He has that authority. There's been no response to that.
Yeah. The governor should do the right thing. Government's #1 responsibility is to keep American citizens safe, the residents safe, and they failed, and the DA should be removed. Thank you so much, sir. Prayers to your community as y'all deal with this tragedy.
Thank you.